So we finished the last lesson with a big question. The question was about the nature of matter. What is the matter? Where does it come from? How can the universe has evolved from nowhere, from nothing to all this visible universe with stars? So questions have this phase, and we are hoping to drive questions and turn them into wonder. That is the purpose of science, to go from questions to wonder, from how to wow, from science to spirituality. And to answer this question, we'll have to dig into the quantum theory. So with this, we'll have to wait. We understood this model that there is 5 elements in nature: earth, water, air, fire, and space. 5 elements in nature, 5 systems to perceive that energy that comes into our bodies. The eyes for the light that comes from the sun, ears for sound, the skin, the sense of touch with the air, connecting us with the air, smell with the earth. The 5 systems of perception, the 5 elements of nature are connected, and there are also 5 actions we shall discuss later on. One more concept and one more principle. Got it? Concept, system. What is a system? Sistema. A group of elements that use energy to work. A system is a group of elements that has an input of energy and an output of work. For example, this book with this pen is a system. The purpose is to write, and the input is the energy that comes from my hand, from my brain. Everything is a system. The ocean, the atmospheric system, the inside the body, the respiratory system, outside the body, the water cycle, the circulatory system inside the body, outside the body, the universe, space, inside the body, the nervous system. Everything that uses energy to work is a system. So there are systems outside the body, like for example the solar system, the universe, the oceans, the atmospheric systems, and systems inside the body, digestive, nervous, connected to the 5 elements of nature. When we study systems, we study different forms of energy and different possible works. So energy is what the system uses to work. Work is energy used for a purpose. So energy, work, system, efficiency are all connected. Efficiency is the rate of work over energy, how much output over the total input. So all these concepts appear there when you define systems. The principle that I am going to introduce today is called the principle of uncertainty. That means whatever we can learn in physics has a certain uncertainty. It's never exact. Everything that we measure, Maya, which is an illusion, is also not precise, not exact. There is a principle in nature that you cannot, for example, if you want to observe an electron, you need to throw light. And by throwing light, you're altering the momentum of the electron. So the act of observing something affects the state of matters in nature. So that's a principle in which we say science will never know everything exactly right. It will get us very close to the truth, but we will never really know the truth. Uncertainty. Because when we measure, we alter. For energy to manifest in any system of nature, energy to manifest needs 2 things. Something that wants to move and something that wants to push. For example, an apple hanging on a tree is a mass on a gravitational potential. The gravitational potential wants to push the apple down. So when there is height or gravitational potential and mass, there is gravitational potential energy. Same thing happens with the air. The air that wants to move into the body is pushed by the atmospheric pressure, and the air that moves out of the body is pushed by the pressure inside our lungs. So the pressure is pushing the air, the pressure is pushing the winds. And then the blood, the water is pumps, the difference of pressure. Temperature pushes heat. In the solar system, we receive photons from the sun because the difference of temperature is pushing them in all directions. The temperature indicates the vibration of these atoms, and they're vibrating very fast, so they transfer that energy through the universe at the speed of light. Photons of energy, packages of energy, come from the sun, pass through our bodies. So in nature, something pushes, something moves. What pushes, we call it potential difference. What moves is the variable. Could be an apple mass, could be a volume of water, a volume of air, could be an amount of charge. For example, the voltage pushing the charges, a battery pushing electrons in a circuit. That is electric energy. We need charge and voltage, potential difference and a variable. Everything that is moving in the big systems of nature and everything that is moving inside our body-mind system is energy. Because the word energy means in motion. En ergos, in motion. We discussed the concept of system that includes energy, work, power, efficiency. But the concept of what a system is, as a concept, we explored the principle of uncertainty, and we said we cannot know everything about nature with absolute certainty. Absolute certainty is out of the question. When we observe, we alter the experiment. And to understand that, we have to look at a very important fundamental effect in nature that is called the photoelectric effect. So we're going to finish this lesson 4 looking at this effect. What happens all the time when light interacts with matter? For example, now you see my face because light is bouncing off my face. Some of the photons that come from the sun just pass through undetected. They don't reflect. Some in the spectrum of colors reflect and you can see them. Some in the spectrum of heat just go into the skin and warm it up. Sun ultraviolet rays that come from the sun, X-rays, gamma rays that come from stars, just pass through our bodies undetected. So that is the photoelectric effect, is the interaction of light with matter. So what happens in the photoelectric effect, when a photon of light hits an electron, the electron instantaneously, the electrons are at the outer orbit of the atom. In the outer shells there are electric fields there. 99.999 is empty, but the clouds of electrons are around the nucleus of the atom. So when a quantum of light, a certain photon of light hits an electron, it jumps to another orbital. Instantaneously the electron appears in another place, and when it appears in another place, it wants to go back to the minimum state of energy, so it emits a photon of light. So what we see is the light that doesn't go into the atom, the light that bounces off from the surface of the atom. What we see is what the atom is not, is everything that the atom doesn't want. For example, we say the sky is blue because nitrogen is blue. Well, I would say the only thing that nitrogen is not is blue, because that's the color we see. The rest is absorbed by the atoms or the molecules of nitrogen in the air. So that is the photoelectric effect, the transformation of light into electricity, because when the electrons move there is electricity. It is a principle by which the solar panels work, and it's a principle that explains the colors in the wings of a butterfly. Photoelectric effect.